my name is Tentative Habis. I'm currently racing in USF Pro 2000, which is a step on the ladder series to IndyCar. Today I'm going to be showing you some onboard footage of USF Pro from our weekend in St. Pete.
But first, what is USF Pro 2000? USF Pro 2000 is part of the USF Pro Championships ladder, which is basically a development system designed to take drivers from grassroots racing all the way to IndyCar. It sits right in the middle, above USF 2000 and below Indy Next. Now we move on to the first round of the USF Pro Championships schedule, which takes place in St. Petersburg, Florida. It also hosts the first round of the IndyCar and Indy Next Championship. Now that you know what USF Pro 2000 is, we're going to go look at some onboard footage. Okay, so here we are with USF Pro 2000 qualifying. So, right in front of me is my teammate Frankie Mossman. We're going to head out right behind him. We ended up letting everybody else go out on track first. Not only so they could clean up the track and our tires not get as dirty. Even though the track really doesn't have that much dirt, still some gets on it. So the idea on this outlap and the next couple of laps is to warm up the tires and get the car warmed up, make sure the car is working just fine, and get the tires up to temperature. And the way qualifying works is that your tire pressures they're gonna be set higher than usual, because the idea is to go out, do a couple laps, and then pit for new tires, and then do it all over again. So right here, still just kind of behind Frankie. We're technically gonna start our first lap here, but it's not gonna be a full push lap. That white line we just ran over is actually the alternate start line, which basically means that that's where the actual lap starts for us for qualifying. Because instead of passing the normal start finish line right here, the way it works is, in a way, you can basically get another lap in, an extra lap in, because the alternate line, it starts right before pit entry. So you could go, like, say the session's ending, you can do a lap, and then once you cross that alternate line, you can just go straight in the pits. You don't have to cross the normal start finish line and go do a whole lap and then pit. So yeah, the alternate line just helps you, you finish your lap and then you can just go straight into the pits. So that's what's nice about the alternate line. Okay, so here we are starting our first lap. We get a nice run out of the final corner, heading on the front straight. We're going quite quick. It was a really good exit. So heading into turn 1, we're gonna break at the 400. We don't quite get down to the apex, just wasn't tight enough. We were just a little bit wide, and we're not carrying enough throttle to turn 2. So that's gonna kill our speed down this straight, and head against a 4, breaking at the 400, not quite getting just deep enough, and not pushing into this corner quite hard. So this lap isn't really looking to be super great, and at this point we're just kind of really just struggling to get the lap time in, and the reference was a 109.0. That was the fastest lap set in qualifying, and our last lap we made a mistake, so we did a 111.5. At this point we were averaging like a 110.5, so it was 1.5 seconds off, so it just wasn't good. The set of tire just was pretty much being wasted. We just did a 110.6. We go for another push lap, and it just doesn't look quite good enough. I mean, we're just being quite sloppy this lap, and we just need to be better. So we ended up getting held up by 2 cars ahead. We weren't really pushing this lap. We were being quite sloppy. Just get held up here. Throw my hand up. I was a little frustrated, but it is what it is. It happens. So we're gonna box this lap and then get new tires and then go out and do it all over again and try to set a faster lap time, because the fastest lap time set in qualifying was a 109.0, and we're too far off and not doing quite well enough. So, slapping on some new tires, and I'm talking to my engineer Joe, and he's basically telling me where I'm slow and where I need to improve in the pressures on these new tires. Okay, so got new tires on. Talked to Joe about where I'm losing time and where I need to push harder and just drive better in general. So we're gonna head out onto track again. Qualifying is going to be ending soon. Coming out of the pits, obviously, same idea. We want to warm up the tires and also make sure we're staying out of the way of other people, because since we're on colder tires and not pushing, we're obviously not going to be running around the track at the same speeds as the others, because they're all the way up to speed, tires up to temp, and yada yada. So basically going around the track, taking it easy, just scrubbing the tires a little bit, and yeah, that's basically the goal. We just want to scrub the tires, let everyone by. Don't want to ruin their laps, because obviously if we get in the way of them and ruin their lap time, that could result in a penalty for us, and we don't want that. Okay, so starting our very first push lap, across the line, getting into the final corner, alright. It was alright. We didn't get quite deep enough. Got a nice run off the corner. So we're going to be quick on the straight here. Heading all the way up to turn 1. Going to be braking at the 400. And we get quite nicely down to the apex. Don't touch the curb, but just right next to it. We get quite nicely on the power. Great throttle application there. A lot more than earlier on the first set of tires. Heading into turn 4, going to brake at the 400. And still go a bit deeper, but it's not bad. Carrying a bit more speed through turn 5. Going to go through 6, touch a bump a little bit, and I get off throttle, just make the car nervous. It's okay though. Heading into turn 8, we get nice power off the corner. It was a nice entry, got nice close to the wall. Heading down the back straight. Looking for the pavement right there, the walk strip. We do lock up the tire just a little bit heading into the corner. It's okay though, we got a nice exit. Keeping the throttle pinned because we're going to cross this line to finish our lap. We're quite tight here. Obviously we're going to cross the actual line coming up here, which will show us our lap time. So crossing the line, we do a 1:10.1. That is our best lap, and it's only about a second off, so not great, but not terrible. So starting another lap, obviously. We're still pushing. Session ain't over. Still improve. Looking so good so far. Heading down to turn 4, and there's a yellow, and someone's in the wall. And since they're in the wall, a red flag comes out. That's gonna be the end of the session. So we got that lap just in time. Pretty much just in time. I mean, if we didn't put that lap together, and it wasn't even a great lap. Those flashing yellows, there's another car in the wall. So 2 cars in the wall. That's gonna be the end of qualifying. That's how it's gonna end. I wasn't honestly too unsatisfied with my lap. It wasn't a bad lap. It wasn't a good lap. Wasn't a bad lap. Only about a second off. We can still find that time. And I felt good. I felt confident. I mean, I was starting pretty much towards the back, pretty much right at the back of the field, but I wasn't too unhappy with the lap. It wasn't a bad lap by any means. Only about a second off. So still a bit of time to find, but it was okay. I was fine with it, and we knew we could do better in the races. So that was me breaking down my onboard footage of USF Pro 2000 at St. Petersburg. Obviously qualifying didn't really go the way we wanted to, but it wasn't bad by any means. We're only about a second off, so
we knew we could do better in the race. I mean, obviously we're gonna improve in the race. You know, more laps we do, the more we're gonna improve. So I will be posting race footage and breaking it down shortly after posting this video. So see ya.